Whether it be a random word from the Lord or a bunch of self-proclaimed prophets calling their 50-50 shot on the next U.S. president. It's so important for you and I as Christians to test every single person who claims to be a prophet against the scriptures. And if COVID and the last Trump versus Biden election taught us anything, it's that many of today's supposed prophets and faith healers, by the way, can't prophesy accurately or heal miraculously. So how do you ensure your church, your family, and your friends are protected from false prophets? My good friend, Dr. Nathan Busenitz, provides 3 tests of biblical prophecy straight from the scripture. I've borrowed these from him. He gets the credit, but we get the benefit. Ready for these? Number 1, doctrinal orthodoxy. Deuteronomy 13, verses 1 through 5 says, if a prophet or a dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder comes true, concerning which he spoke to you, saying, let us go after other gods whom you've not known. Let us serve them. You shall not listen to the words of that prophet or the dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God is testing you to find out if you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. The first thing we see here is that some prophets or dreamers appear to have some sort of experience or supernatural event that comes true. It's in a sense, I would say, a deceiving sign or wonder. And it's meant to pull you away from God. It's actually a test. The Lord even allows this to weed out those who don't truly love him with all their heart and soul. And then he continues, you shall follow the Lord your God and fear him, and you shall keep his commandments, listen to his voice, serve him, and cling to him. Right there, you've got the ultimate solution to all deception. You want to stay away from what is false? Cling to what is true. Stay close to the Lord. Listen to him, serve him. Cling, that's the Hebrew word that pictures a hand on a sword or a baby clutching their mother. If you want the best defense against what is false, saturate your life with what is true. He continues, but that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death because he's counseled rebellion against the Lord your God who brought you from the land of Egypt. And he redeemed you from the house of slavery to seduce you from the way in which the Lord your God commanded you to walk. So you shall purge the evil from among you. This passage is simply saying you test prophecy by filtering it through what God has said, what is doctrinally true. And if it's not, you dump the prophecy and you dump the prophet. Wouldn't that set so many people free today? I think it would. Now this next one pretty much eliminates all of them. Moral integrity. 2 Peter 2:1 is highlighted here in a warning to the New Testament church about the licentious lifestyle of false prophets. Peter writes, but false prophets also arose among the people, just as there will also be false teachers among you, who will secretly introduce destructive heresies, even denying the master who bought them, bringing swift destruction upon themselves. First, we see that false teachers are the new or expanded way that false prophets are described. They're the false leaders who prop themselves up, but only seeking to fuel their own sinful appetite. And what do? They secretly introduce destructive heresies. It's not obvious as they slip in unnoticed and seek to infiltrate from the inside. And just when you might think, do people really fall for this stuff? Peter continues, many will follow their sensuality, and because of them, the way of truth will be maligned. And in their greed, they will exploit you. With what? False words. Their judgment from long ago is not idle. Their destruction is not asleep. That means God's going to take care of business one day. But until then, yeah, the masses are getting sucked into their deception. This is why some of today's largest churches or movements are not rooted in sound doctrine, but rather they're led by false teachers. But the key is that phrase, in their greed, they will exploit you with false words. It means they have no moral integrity. They lie, they manipulate, and they're only trying to get filthy rich. And so what we have is the test of doctrinal orthodoxy paired with now the test of moral integrity. And you should be at this point eliminating pretty much every single person who calls themselves a modern day prophet. But if that is not enough, we have the third test, and it's this: revelatory accuracy. In Deuteronomy 18, verses 20 to 22, we get some excellent wisdom that narrows the field down to only those, if they have doctrinal orthodoxy and they have moral integrity, have 100% prophetic accuracy. A true prophet doesn't swing and miss. They don't hit just the edge of the target. They don't throw out ambiguous predictions that ensure, they get something right, like what I would call shotgun prophecy. You just throw a ton out there and hope you hit something. True prophets in the Bible were 100% on the bullseye every time. That was God's standard then. It is still God's standard now. Deuteronomy 18 explains, "You may say in your heart, how will we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing does not come about or come true, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken." The prophet has spoken it presumptuously. You shall not be afraid of him. See how simple it is? If it doesn't come true, false prophet. To put it plainly, using these three tests eliminates all of those today who claim to be prophets. They do not consistently stay within doctrinal orthodoxy. They lack moral integrity, and they certainly fail to have revelatory accuracy. Friends, look to Scripture above the words of presumptuous false prophets.